Hello everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making a video about the different types of CRMs which are out there in the marketplace. Now, it's been a video I've been kind of thinking about making for a while because, you know, when I'm kind of looking at the different types of tenders and contracts that are out there, everyone's asking for, you know, one of two or three different things. Now, I don't want to kind of pick on any particular vendor or supplier because that's not fair, but my aim of the video really is to just kind of highlight, you know, what's out there. You know, I want to add a bit more context to the conversation. Nobody's really talking about it too much, you know, we're just talking about two or three different providers all the time. So I want to kind of you know, showcase it in a bit of a different light and, you know, widen it out a bit more and just, you know, get people to think a little bit more about, you know, are they using what's actually out there, or are they just following what everybody else is using, if that makes sense, you know, because it does feel a little bit like that. So I've kind of grouped some of them together because with the CRMs, customer relationship management platforms, you know, a lot of them is a bit more, you know, maybe a bit more blurred nowadays because, you know, a lot of these CRMs feature automation, you know, features, let's say. You know, you can automate different things from email to, you know, whatever. So I've grouped them all together, and you know, so far I found at least 50. You know, there's loads more. You know, I've even found one more since I've done those 50 called Attio, you know, which is I'll try and peg that on right at the end. But you know, there's no doubt going to be more of them. But you know, I could go on forever. I don't want to because it will make the video too long. But like I say, the whole purpose of the video is not to, you know, victimize. No, victim is the wrong word. You know, what I don't want to do is pick on any particular provider because that's not fair. But I just want to, like I said, you know, just, you know, widen things out a bit and kind of make people aware of what's out there. You know, if you just forget about the CRMs for a minute and let's talk about cars. You know, so, you know, I'm sure, you know, if you've got a car at home, you'll know everyone's got different makes and models. So, you know, people aren't only talking about, you know, Porsche cars. You know, there's so many different ones on the market, and they all more or less do the same job, pretty much. Some are better than others. It just depends what you need. You know, it depends what your budget is. Depends, you know, what your requirement is, and, you know, if it's a car, where you live, and what the roads are like and stuff. So, getting back to the CRMs. You know, a lot of people, you know, perhaps feel they need to, you know, be paying for this or paying for that, and, you know, it might not be necessary depending on the type of business you are and where you're based and what your product and what your service is and stuff. So, look, without further ado, let's get into it. You know, because there's quite a few to run through. I did think about, you know, I've got a screen recorder, you know, showing you a few, but I don't really see the point in that because I just want to tell you what they are, give you a quick rundown of, you know, what they call, what they do, and then you can look at them yourselves. And I'll put everything in the description for you to go through in your own time, okay? So, yeah, let's crack on. Okay, guys, so welcome back. We're going to be running through this list now. I'm going to be looking down at the screen as I look at the camera as well, so if I do look down, please bear with me. So, you know, I'm going to kind of just run through these other CRMs. So, you know, everyone's had a Salesforce. You know, it's a major platform used by a lot of big corporations, you know, especially in tech and, you know, really kind of huge scale companies. You know, and it's a leading CRM, automates many different features and marketing automation capabilities, as do a lot of the others, you know. So the second one on the list is HubSpot CRM. Now that's an interesting one. They have a model where you can join for free with like limited capabilities, and then as you add more users or more seats, you know, same thing. Different companies use different words, and then more features you can add on as you need them. The price you pay per month or per year increases. So that's quite a common model. It's not just unique to HubSpot. I guess my point is if you don't need these features, or if it can work both ways. You might be paying stuff you don't need, or you might be paying like a certain fee based on the number of staff that you have in one office or two offices or different locations. And also it depends on the size of your company, whether you've been going 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and what the turnover is. But you just need to kind of evaluate really, whether you might be better off with one of the other CRMs, which has more things included in the plan from day one, or whether you're better off having a free plan and just kind of seeing how you go before you start paying out any other big money. HubSpot's quite popular, HubSpot.com. So next on the list, Microsoft Dynamics 365. That's a very popular thing, obviously run by Microsoft. Again, it's a CRM, integrates different things, ERP, and it's got a unified business solution. So all the links for these ones I'm running at will be put in the description at the end, because if I start looking at them now and putting them on the screen reader and looking at all the different sections, we're going to be here for about 5 hours. So I just definitely haven't got time for that. So I just want to run through and tell you what they are, quick skim, quick description, and then you can look at them in your own time. Okay, so next one was is Zoho CRM. Now, according to a lot of reviews that I've looked at, which is a very comprehensive and affordable CRM, some people place it above HubSpot, depending on or Microsoft Dynamics. It's very comprehensive. It's got a lot of different features, and the pricing is very reasonable. I mean, I was looking at it earlier. I've got it in front of me. So if I look at the price, I'm actually looking at the CRM section of Zoho. It's very fair. 12 quid a month for, obviously it's based on the number of users. So one user, 12 quid a month, billed annually. Professional, there's different tiers of for CRM, 18 quid. Enterprise, £35 a month, billed annually. So that's not 10 months, 350 quid plus. For just over 400 quid, 400. So and Ultimate, £42 a month. And obviously with different tiers, you get more things. That's a lot of things. And the things with Zoho, because it's like a massive platform, you never do other things as well. They've got other types of software which you can add on or whatever. So that's very good. And I think for the price, it's very, very fair. Flexible contracts, free trial, minimum learning curve, intuitive UX, which is user experience. You pay monthly or yearly. It's a great platform. It's been around for years. Got a good reputation actually, as have the others. I'm not saying this is the only good one, and that's the whole reason I'm making this video, because I want to add a bit more context to it. I want to widen out the discussion around this. I don't think it's talked about enough. I think people talk about the sort of top five, so Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, Microsoft Dynamics, etc., and a few others, and then the conversation stops there. But there's loads more, and it just depends what you need and what your budget is. So let's crack on, because we're running out of time chatting away here. Right, so just getting back to this list, we've done Zoho. So Oracle CRM, offers a suite of cloud, it means in the internet, cloud applications for sales, marketing, and customer service. So you can find that on oracle.com and find the CRM tab. SAP CRM, part of the SAP Business Suite, offering comprehensive CRM solutions for large enterprises. Pipedrive, which is quite a popular one according to all the reviews, a sales-focused CRM known for its intuitive pipeline management. There's quite a lot of good reviews. I mean, a lot of people I speak to, as well as the reviews I've looked at, have all said the Pipedrive is really good. I've had a few people say to me, we use Pipedrive, it's great. So if you've got a very sales-focused organisation, that could be worth a look at. And they're all very priced. Some are more expensive, some are cheaper. This is why you've got to shop around, guys. It's like, nobody's going to go to a supermarket and just pick up the nearest thing. You need to look at, the weight, the price, the quality, where it's made, the ingredients, So getting back to a CRM, it's a similar kind of thing. You need to look at the features, you need to look at, where it's based, where the head office is, what the price is, what the contracts terms are like, and just evaluate things a bit more rather than just going with the top five all the time. I'm not saying the top five are no good, but there might be a better option for you depending on how big your company is, how long it's been going, the sector that you're in, how many staff you've got, you know, who works remotely, who works on site, all that type of stuff. So yeah, just something to bear in mind. Yeah. So Fresh Sales by Freshworks provides AI-based lead scoring and automation for personalized experiences. Now I have grouped some of these together because, you know, as I said, you know, count back to 10, 15 years, like a CRM was like literally just a customer relationship management platform. Now there's a lot of automation features and AI integrated with these things. So I have grouped some of these together, and whilst not all of them are strictly CRMs, you know, because of that kind of blurred distinction, you know, some of them like this one, Fresh Sales, you know, yeah, it's worth a look. So what I'm saying is it might not be called a CRM, but it does a lot of the things that CRM do. So Insightly CRM, a project management tool designed for small and medium-sized businesses. Gets back to the same point I was saying. Depends on the size of your business. I mean, a small business or an SME now can be anything from, you know, 25k up to sort of £1 to £2 million, you know. So depends on the size of your business, yeah. Sugar CRM offers flexible CRM solutions with lead management and email marketing capabilities. It's a very common thing now. A lot of the CRMs got email marketing capabilities and, you know, automations for email and other things, you know. So okay, Keep, spelled Keep, KEAP, formerly called Infusionsoft, is an email marketing and sales automation tool for small businesses. So that's worth a look as well. I was looking at that last night. Nimble CRM, it's a social CRM that integrates social media platforms for contact management. So depending on your business type, you know, if you have a product or service which is very kind of social media centric and people are talking about it on a lot of the social media platforms, and you want to be able to, you know, connect and interact with people via the social media platforms through the CRM, then that could be a good one for you. It's called Nimble CRM. So okay, next one. So by the way, we're only on number 13. So Capsule CRM. It's a simple CRM for managing contacts and sales pipelines. Number 14, Agile CRM combines sales, marketing, and service automation. So that's agilecrm.com. I will put all their URLs in the description. Salesflare is another one. That's number 15. Intelligent CRM for small business and B2B businesses. So yeah, that's like salesflare.com. Number 16, so Close CRM, it's called, built-in calling, emailing and tracking for inside sales teams, and the website for that is close.com. Okay, so 17, Bitrix 24, CRM with project management and communication features. The website is Bitrix, so bitrix24.com. That's worth a look as well. You get the idea. There's so many of these things that it's kind of maybe, you know, I don't want to be insulting. It's maybe a bit naive to just look at HubSpot and think, right, we're going with that because, you know, because that's, you know, been very well marketed all around the world. It might not be the most suitable thing for you. One point I'll make is that with a lot of the digital marketing agencies is that in recent years they've become some of them have, you know, developed a bit more of a niche model. They've become a bit more sector specific, you know. So you now have digital marketing agencies for dental practices. You now have digital marketing agencies for, you know, leisure and tourism businesses. And you now have digital marketing agencies for, you know, e-commerce brands and stuff. So do you see where I'm going with this? So the same thing's happening with CRMs, and as we get into the list, and there's loads more to do, you'll see that, you know, there's a growing trend towards sector-specific CRMs rather than just the kind of generalist one, you know, like Salesforce, HubSpot, or whatever. Now, you know, to be fair, you know, Salesforce do have, you know, different categories for their CRMs and the different features. There's a massive CRM suite. But, you know, for some of the smaller businesses, for some of the up-and-coming businesses, mid-scale businesses, you know, if you're in a specific sector, you might find it more beneficial to be looking at one of the sector-specific CRMs, and it's everything depends, and that's what you've got to look around. So right, where was I? So next one is Aptivo, business apps including CRM, project management, and invoicing. You can do invoicing from a lot of these CRMs and place calls to your prospects, or in the sales funnel and stuff, and some of them got heat maps so you can see where certain prospects are with regard to the sales and what stage they're at, and it's very clever. And next one called Streak CRM, that integrates with Gmail again. So if you're like a very small business or up and coming business and uses Gmail, and you've got like a domain which you've pegged onto Gmail, that might be a good option for you. Streak.com is the website for that. And you've got vTiger CRM, open source CRM for sales, support and marketing, and the website for that is vtiger.com. So that's the first 20, and now we're going to get into the next 10. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so number 21, we got Suite CRM, open source CRM, forked with Sugar CRM. So when it says forked with, so I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe they've partnered with them, who knows. Have a look at that one. It's called suitecrm.com. This next block, 21 to 30, are what I would describe as like specialist and niche CRMs, so maybe a bit less generalist. Okay. 22, you've got Donafly, cloud-based CRM for charities and non-profits, and the website for that is Donafly, not fly, Donafly, so donafy.com. Okay. 23, Solza CRM, donor management and reporting tools. 24, Bloomerang, not Boomerang, Bloomerang, donor engagement and retention CRM. 25, Neon CRM, tools for donor management, fundraising and events. You can see what I'm saying from my point a minute ago is quite a lot around non-profits and fundraising and donors, because a lot of organisations have that need, have that function, so they've kind of built the CRM around that. There's another one here, 26, Every Action CRM for donors segmentation and multi-channel fundraising. Thank You, so it's thank with a letter Q at the end. CRM system for donor relationship management. It could be anything from like a care home, a stately building, or a church, or a mental health group, anything like that. These organisations regularly fundraise, and they need the right software to do that. So then you got next one, number 28, Charity Log CRM system for donor relationship management. 29, Stratus Live non-profit CRM based on Microsoft Dynamics 365. Number 30, Civi CRM, so CIVI CRM, open source CRM for non-profits and advocacy groups. So next we've got the industry specific CRMs. Okay, so number 31, Viva CRM for life sciences industry. 32, SAP Health Cloud, so healthcare CRM, obviously it's got health in the name. I'll put all this in the description, with the links and everything. Number 33, Ellucian CRM, CRM for higher education recruitment. It's very interesting how, depending on the sector, there's potentially maybe a CRM which is geared to that a bit more than maybe like a general one, where you might end up paying more, for stuff you don't need. So it's worth having a look around. Okay, so number 34, Blackboard, as in Black, BAUD, education management CRM for K-12 and higher education. 35, Sell.do CRM for real estate businesses. Okay, have a look at that one. 36, Lead Squared CRM for retail and e-commerce. So if you work in retail or commerce, that might be your thing, or it's certainly worth a look. 37, SAP Financial Services Cloud CRM for financial institutions. And I appreciate there's many different types of financial institutions, not just banks, but it could be like a mortgage broker or anything like that. It could even be like a trading firm or wealth management firm. So it's quite a broad one. 38, Insightly CRM and as a project management for CRM for. I'll just read out what it says because I didn't quite read that out properly. CRM and project management for construction and engineering. So the website for that is insightly.com. Nutshell CRM, simplified CRM for home service industries. So nutshell.com is the website for that. Fresh Sales CRM with tools for call centers. So if you have people working in a call center environment where they're taking or making calls, then that could be a good CRM for that. I think I did touch on this as part of Freshworks, I believe, earlier on. So yeah. Right, so let's move on to there's tons more, So let's, emerging and innovative, let's say, CRMs. Creatio, formerly BPM Online, CRM with campaign planning and omnichannel support. That's number 41. Pipeliner CRM. Is it Pipeline? Yeah, Pipeliner CRM. Visual sales pipeline management. That's different to Pipedrive, which I mentioned earlier. So the website for that is pipelinercrm.com. I'll just recap what it says: visual sales pipeline management. So, if you want to measure a bit more, you want to be able to look at a CRM, see where a prospect is at quite quickly. We've had one call, two calls, 2 emails, 3 emails, or whether they're booked in for a meeting. It will tell you quite quickly based on different heat maps and stuff. So okay, so 43, SalesMate CRM for modern sales teams. 44, Teamwave CRM project management and HR in one platform. Really simple system CRM, simple CRM for small businesses. This could be worth a look. See, this is my point. We live in a world where, especially in the digital marketing sector, and I see this a lot, where, because people, let's say businesses, see other businesses and enterprises using certain software, they think they need to be doing the same thing. Say if they see people doing, let's say, PPC, they think they need to be doing PPC. If they see people using Salesforce or HubSpot or Microsoft Dynamics, they think they need to be using exactly the same platforms. It's just the way of the world. People think, and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not, that they need to be paying for things which aren't really necessary, or they're not going to use that much, or that don't really create real value and stuff. So it's important just to do a bit of an audit and sort of double down on who you are as a company, how big you are, who your clients are, where you're most likely to find them. Is it an online business, is it a physical business? How many users or seats do you need? If you've got 10 staff in the office, maybe you need 10. If only 3 of those 10 people are actually involved in the sales function, maybe you need less. So you just got to be asking yourself questions like this, rather than jumping in and paying, let's say, more money than you need to for stuff you don't really need. So, okay, so those are that's the first 45. I thought I had 50 here. Let's have a look. Let's just. So there's another one called Attio, which I've touched on right at the beginning of the video. Guys, there's just tons and tons of these. I found some more which are like for non-profits. I've kind of covered most of those. Education, real estate, I've kind of covered it. So I thought I had 50, I must be mistaken, 45. But you can see that it's not hard to find them. I mean, if I went to some other platforms and search engines and search for specific CRMs in specific sectors, or even in specific regions, because it's going to vary by region as well, you'd be sure to find some more. So that's kind of all I want to say. Have a look at this Attio one. That's quite good. It's got, this is what it says on the homepage: from zero to IPO. I like the tagline. So free is 0, plus is £23 a month, pro is £55 a month. And but that's got some quite good features. I mean, data structure and sources, reporting, automation tools, AI, working collaboration, apps and integrations. A lot of these things are the same. It's a bit like, if you go to a supermarket, buy a loaf of bread, yes, you know, it might be there's differences obviously, you know, but it might be sourdough bread, it might be wholemeal bread, white bread, you know, cheese top rolls or whatever, but bread is bread. There's just slight differences, and you know, and also differences in the price. And it's similar kind of concept for CRMs. You know, they ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, they're designed to do more or less, broadly speaking, the same thing, which is to help you, you know, log your interactions with your clients, existing clients, would-be clients, new clients, you know, where they're at in the sales funnel and the pipeline. That's why one of the CRMs is called pipeline. And you know, they've got different features. Some have got AI, some have got AI enhancements, which will help you to automate certain processes, and you know, some of them got automation features, which will allow you to automate, you know, email kind of drip campaigns or email automation campaigns and other stuff. And you know, they're quite in depth. You know, the idea that all CRMs are the same is nonsense here. You know, the ones designed for the kind of really small businesses, you know, or you know, some of them are even free for like 10 people, you know. So those ones are going to be a bit more limited, but just do a bit of research into, you know, where you're at as a company, what sector you're in, and crucially what you need to be paying for. Because if you're paying for stuff that you don't need, or if you're paying for stuff that you haven't had time to go through, or you're not using enough, then there's no point. So guys, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you for listening. I'll make another video soon, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care. See you soon. Bye.